Good evening and welcome to this December 8th edition of EastCast. I'm Monica Werler with Sally Baraka to bring you the news of the week. The big question on everyone's mind is, why were those Beck and Carusi kids here on Thursday? Well, to straighten things out, no, they weren't involved in a vicious plot to hoist us out of our school. They were in fact here to see the drama department's fall presentation, the controversial and emotionally immense The Diary of Anne Frank. Great, but why didn't they just go see it at the other showings on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? Well, believe it or not, it is included in the new curriculum. As part of the English program this year, 8th grade students are reading the book and were therefore brought here to see a live rendition of it, not just to marvel at our extreme high school superiority. Many of our students, as well as parents and others, attended the show on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, as well as the matinee showing Sunday afternoon. The triple cast consisting of gold, crimson, and white moved many, as some of the following comments show. It was very emotional. I cried at the end. It was definitely worth seeing twice. Fran Faso, class of 1996. It was good. The ending was very sad and shocking, but the acting was splendid. Overall, it was very sad, but very good. Matthew Levin, class of 1997. The performance was very moving. The talented actors exerted themselves. I think everyone who attended was affected in some way. The actors played the characters believably, and the set was phenomenal. Joe Lovejoy, class of 1996. Meep, as well as all the other characters, were played with excellent emotion and skill. Jared Silverstein, class of 1995. One of the cast members, Aaron Guten, also gave a quote as saying that as an insider looking out, it was fun to watch the audience's reaction. Fun, but also interesting. Sally?
Last week, Cherry Hill East held one of its 2 annual blood drives. Earlier, I had the opportunity to speak with Jessica Feinholz and Erica Miles. I'm here with Jessica Feinholz, one of the donor chair people for the Fall Blood Drive. Jessica, what was your goal this year for the Fall Blood Drive?
For the fall drives, we usually try to strive for 50 a day, and they're 3 days, so 150 about.
Did you reach your goal this year?
We got about 140, which is, pretty good. Of course, it is less than the spring drive, but we also have more juniors that are able to give blood in the spring because they're old enough then.
Could you perhaps describe to us the procedure in which the blood is taken?
Okay, first, the person goes up to the registration desk and they get basic information taken from them, like their name and their address, and then they take this sheet into the blood drive, which is in the dance gym. And they sit down with a clipboard and fill out information about their health. And then they go to a nurse, and their pulse is taken, their blood pressure is taken, an iron sample is taken from their ear, and also more personal questions about their history if they would be at any risk to give blood. Then they can choose yes or no to give blood in a personal area, and then they are brought over to a table and they give blood.
Have any students expressed any fears they have about getting AIDS by giving blood?
Well, actually, less people now than before have expressed fear for getting AIDS because there's more information out and more people know that it is impossible to get AIDS from giving blood. But actually, the funny thing is that parents aren't aware of that, and sometimes they forbid their children to give blood because of it. I've had a lot of people come up to me saying, I can't give blood because my parents won't let me, and it's because they're afraid of, their parents are afraid that they'll get AIDS.
Thank you, Jessica, and congratulations on a good job.
Thank you.
Also joining me is Erica Miles, a senior here at Cherry Hill East, who just gave blood during the Fall Blood Drive. What prompted you to give blood?
Well, the blood drive chair people came around to our homerooms asking if we could give blood if we were old enough to. And I thought, well, it's for a good cause and to donate some blood for a good cause. So I just decided to give blood. And, you can also get out of some periods in school and free food and all that. So I decided to do it.
How did you feel after you gave blood?
Well, afterwards I felt a little lightheaded, but they let you lie down so you could get over it. And maybe about a couple minutes later, I felt all right.
Thank you, and I hope you will give blood again during the spring blood drive.
Thank you.
Last Thursday, the Foreign Language Literary Society held a meeting where exchange students and ESL students had the opportunity to discuss their thoughts about Cherry Hill East and the United States. Although adapting to a new school and a new country, many people felt that the Cherry Hill East students were very friendly. They enjoyed a lot of new things here, such as the mall, Taco Bell, 90210, Fresh Prince, and Family Matters. Jordi Higuera, a junior from Spain, said that the one thing he misses the most is his friends. Despite this, many of the new students have made new friends here. Once again, Cherry Hill East has broken the language barrier.
Gloria in Excelsis, Hallelujah, and Rocka My Soul. You can hear these and other melodies Monday, December 13th, where vocal workshop chansons, East singers, along with the East Bells, the Madrigal Singers, and Casual Harmony will be giving all that attend a good boost of holiday spirit. Casual Harmony will be performing Elvis's Can't Help Falling in Love, arranged by David Goldman, Vive l'Amour, and Billy Joel's For the Longest Time. East singers will be performing the Haydn Mass, 3 movements which include Kyrie, Gloria, and Credo, the Wheel, and Red Red Rose. Again, this concert will be Monday, December 13th in the auditorium at approximately 7:30. Some other pieces in this most interesting selection include Snow, Danny Boy, Saliram, With You, Shalom, and Jekyll and Hyde. And now on another musical note, for more holiday tunes, on Thursday, December 16th, likewise in the auditorium at 7:30, the Symphonic Band, Concert Band, and Wind Ensemble will also be holding their winter concert. This collection includes, among others, Sleigh Ride, Mel Torme's Christmas Song, otherwise known as Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, Semper Fidelis, and Welsh Rhapsody.
On December 14th, 15th, and the 16th, Cherry Hill East and the Goodwill Industries of Southern New Jersey will be collecting clothing and other household goods for resale in Goodwill thrift stores. Your donation, after sold, will help train and place people with disadvantages and disabilities into competitive jobs. Once again, bring your tax-deductible household goods and clothes to Communications on December 14th, 15th, and the 16th. For additional information, contact members of the Student Government Association or Mr. Belchikoff, Coordinator of Student Activities. That's it for the news tonight. Special thanks to Mr. Gordon Hampson, cameraman and editor, Mr. Keith Haynes, advisor, and to our student camera people, Eric Fralin, Dan Grady, Jeremy Seidel. Thank you for joining Monica Wohlert and me, Sally Baraka, this evening. Tonight we leave you with Ophelia, celebrating Hanukkah with her nephews. Good night, Ophelia. Ruff. Happy Hanukkah to our viewers.
Good evening and welcome to the West Report. I'm John Sohanchek.
And I'm Kenesha Sherman. Last week, the school's musical play was announced. Our show this year will be The Music Man. Reporter John Sohanchek spoke with the play's director, Mr. Jalora, earlier.
I'm here in the studio with Mr. Jalora, the faculty advisor of The Music Man. Welcome, Mr. Jalora.
Glad to be here, John.
Why did you choose The Music Man?
Several reasons. A, it's one of those classics of American musical theater literature. Classic for a good reason. It has one of the best books, storylines in an American musical. The music is classic. It's music that everyone has heard pieces of. Maybe you don't know what the songs are, but you've heard them before. So it's familiar. Second of all, there are places in the show for, first of all, a very large cast. Second of all, people who can dance, people who can sing, and just actors. There's something in this play for everyone. Finally, because we wanted an up-tempo show to contrast with last year's performance of West Side Story, we needed something up and bright. And all those things seem to best fit The Music Man.
Has West ever done this musical before?
No, never. It's one of the few, I think, really great classics in the library, still undone ever in this school.
Could you please give a brief summary of the play?
Sure. It basically is a story of this con man who comes to a small town in Iowa, and his gimmick is that he's going to sell band uniforms and instruments. And as soon as he collects those and along the way break a few hearts of the ladies in town, He takes the first freight out of town with all the money, takes the money and runs. He's not a musician. He doesn't know a word of musical vocabulary. He's just in it for the money. However, this time in this town of Iowa, River City, he gets hooked. He gets caught by the librarian with whom he falls in love, and the rest is how the show plays out.
What are some of the songs?
Well, the most familiar one that I think everyone will know once they've heard it is 76 Trombones. That's the real rouser, and that's a great dance number in this show. It explodes into one of those big company numbers that just goes on and on. That should be a great number, something I'm looking forward to working on. Aside from that, there are a couple ballads that people have heard before, mostly Good Night, My Someone. The title might not mean anything, but again, if you heard this piece on the radio, you'd recognize the melodies.
Who are some of the performers?
You mean characters in the play? We don't have a cast chosen yet. Auditions won't start until this coming Friday, so we don't have a cast yet. But another reason that I didn't mention for choosing Music Man is that there are many characters that are auditioned for. Harold Hill, who is the con man, the librarian with whom he falls in love, her mother and brother. Many of the townspeople have solo spots and moments in the play that is theirs. There's a teenage pair who kind of fall in love that are a little bit comic. There's an ex-con artist that he used to work with who happened to land in the town. All of those parts will be auditioning for.
What are the times and dates of the performances?
The performances, we open on Friday, March 11th, and we play the 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in March. All performances at 8 o'clock. And the following weekend, we'll do Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I think that's the 16th, 17th, and 18th of March. So the second and third weekends in March.
Thank you, Mr. Gilora. And now back to the West Report. Auditions for the Music Man begin Friday the 10th and continue throughout the week until Friday the 17th.
Last night, the music department had its annual Winter Choral Concert. Among the groups performing were Vocal Workshop, a first-year choir, Chanson, a female vocal group, West Singers, the top auditioned group, Men of Note, a male singing group, Chamber Singers, an after-school vocal group, and making their debut was Concert Choir, the largest auditioned group. Mrs. Bass directed most of the pieces, and student teacher Mr. Chadwick directed 2 pieces for 2 of the groups. Chanson sang Alvarum Corpus, and Concert Choir sang Mozart's Lacrimosa. After all of the individual performances, Concert Choir and West Singers combined to sing the first movement of Bernstein's Chichester Songs. These 2 groups will be performing this piece under the direction of Mr. Alan Gilbert with the Haddonfield Symphony Orchestra on February 12th. Following the Bernstein, all of the choral groups gathered on a stage to sing a pop song called Love in Any Language Where They Learned a Little Sign Language. The song featured 14 senior girls singing the solo. Afterwards, the groups all sang the traditional song Shalom and the Hallelujah Chorus along with a brass ensemble. At the conclusion of the concerts, refreshments were served in the cafeteria provided by the Home and School Association. Some of the choral groups have had to prepare for other performances besides the winter concert. Vocal Workshop and Chanson sang at the Cherry Hill Mall last week, and West Singers is preparing for a trip to Washington to perform. Channel 6 was at the concert last night to do a story on the group. All of the choral groups performed at an assembly this morning held in the auditorium. And now here's Dave Marika with this week's sports.
Just in, we have the Courier Post All-Star Athletes, and as usual, many West players have been honored. Julia Dunworth made second-team All-South Jersey in field hockey. She also made the first-team All-Group 4. Carolyn Thorpe was named to the first-team All-Group 4 also. Hay Henry and Erica Johnson secured honorable mention. In cross-country, Jason Conwell and Ed Devlin have been named first-team All-Group 4. Mike Gismondi earned honorable mention for All-South Jersey boys gymnastics in the vault, high bar, and all-around events. Also, Pete Giacalone also made honorable mention in the vault. In football, Big Bad James Keneally is an all-Group 4 defensive lineman. Kicker Chris Dilba and linebacker Brock Atkins made the second team. Jamie Gaiman received honorable mention. Tom Ben, Mike Thiel, and Anthony DeMichael earned spots in the All-Group 4 second team for soccer. And last, but definitely not least, Sarah Rogers received honorable mention for girls soccer. That wraps up the fall season. I'll keep you up to date as the winter sports teams commence their seasons this week and next. And now for my prediction of the week. The Pittsburgh Steelers, fighting for the AFC Central crown, play Miami this Monday night at Joe Robbie Stadium. The Steelers will win as quarterback Neil O'Donnell throws for 300-plus yards and tears up the Dolphins' defense. My score, 30-21 Steelers. You've heard it here first. Well, that's all the sports. Now back to the West Report.
We finally caught up with homecoming queen Melissa Majikis. Reporter Kanisha Sherman spoke with her earlier today.
We're here down at the studio with the homecoming queen, Melissa Majikis. Congratulations, Melissa.
No, thank you.
How does it feel to be homecoming queen?
Well, I'm really honored because it was voted on by my peers, and I feel like, it's just a great thing to happen. So,
Were you surprised that you won?
yeah, I was really surprised because the other nominees were so well qualified if there are any set qualifications for it, and I was shocked.
Why do you feel that you won?
I really I don't know why I won. It was just, I don't know, people just decided to vote for me because I guess they knew me or so.
What kind of activities are you involved in at school?
Well, I play tennis, and I'm on the basketball team, and on track I throw the shot put, discus, and javelin, and I don't know, I'm just involved in a bunch of little activities.
How did tennis go this year?
Tennis was pretty good. We had a decent season. It was kind of like a rebuilding year. I was captain with two other girls. We had tri-captains, and overall we had we improved a lot from the beginning of our season, so it was a pretty good year.
And how do you think basketball season's going to go for you?
Basketball, I think, is going to go really well this year. We have a new coach, Mr. O'Donnell, and we're trying to bring up our entire program to a different level. We're not just trying to improve individuals on the team. We're trying to improve the whole entire girls basketball program at West. So, hopefully that'll work out, and we'll get more of a unity going in. So hopefully that'll be good.
Thank you, Melissa, and congratulations on your accomplishments. And now back over to the West Report. The Spanish Club is going to Mi Casita this Friday. Mi Casita is a daycare center for underprivileged children. The club has asked students from our school to donate gifts for the little kids. Every year, the Spanish Club goes to Mi Casita and takes these gifts to the children. The students stand in line and pick out a child to play with for the rest of the day. Not only do the students give them gifts, but they also sing songs, serve food, and this year, Santa Claus is coming. The Italian Club has been selling panzerottis as a fundraiser for a very special gift. At the end of the day, two special children will be given coats to keep them warm throughout the winter.
Mrs. Barbara Obriza, chairperson of the English department, had a very busy and productive day on Monday. 3 o'clock found Mrs. Obriza conducting the monthly meeting of the West English department, highlighted by the presentation of the National Council of Teachers of English Award to senior Colin Patrick. Colin continues the long and proud line of West seniors who have won the prestigious NCTE award. In addition to the award itself, the delighted West English teachers presented Colin with several gift books. The program is a result of a grant from the Foreign Policy Research Institute of Philadelphia to the humanities programs of Cherry Hill West and East. The large, enthusiastic audience in the West Library applauded the combination recital lecture presented by soprano Yukiko Ishida, professor at Newman College and Manor Junior College, and pianist Kiko Sato from the faculty of the Curtis Institute. The program melodically demonstrated the unique singularity of Japanese music and the strong links between Eastern and Western music. The second part of the series, Japan in Spirit, will feature William Lefort from the Department of East Asian Studies at the University of Pennsylvania and will be presented on Thursday, January 20th at 7:30 p.m. in the West Library.
Thank you for watching the West Report. Please join us again next week at this time. Good night.
Good night.